Today we're going to have a look at making a pocket that goes into a lining. So we've cut our square and then we've actually split this into two halves, and we're going to make a pocket which is from the In the Hoop Zip Pockets files. They're a separate product against the bag that we've actually been making, but the pieces we need will be a zip, and we'll need the outside fabrics, lining fabrics to make the pocket bag. And we're doing this on a piece of tearaway so as that the stabilizer is not included actually in the lining pocket itself. So I've actually stitched both sides of the zip down by using the placement line for the zip. And I'm just going to mark top and bottom so as I actually know what I'm doing, because it's different techniques. So what we're going to do is actually start by putting the fabrics on the bottom of this pocket. But I want to actually measure the stitching line and finding the halfway point, because that's really important so as we've got the pocket in the middle of the lining. So it's the middle. And so we're marking on the stabilizer. Don't mark on the zip. There's no need. And you can see those marks have come through to the back. That's going to be pulled off anyway, so it's not going to be an issue. So you can see that the lining needs to be central. And where you position the actual pocket itself on the lining, it depends on how deep you want it to be. I've just basically chosen a half and half line, and that's what I normally do. So we're going to turn the hoop over to the back, and we're placing the first piece of pocketing wrong side up. And we're placing it about 1/4 inch past the zip tape stitching, and that will be the lining piece for the bottom of the pocket. Make sure that you've got the direction of, I've got a directional fabric, so I'm making sure that I've got the direction in the right direction. So as the little love hearts are in the right direction when it's turned through to the right side. And again, I'm using my zip stitching line and coming 1/4 inch past that. You can come for a little bit more if you like. The lining has been cut 2 inches or 5 centimeters deeper than the actual pocket, the actual panel, join panel itself. So I've stitched that first piece on. And there, that's stitched on, so that's going to be the bottom of the pocket sitting below the zip, finger pressing that so as it's firm. And I'm going to do the same with the lining on the back. So this is the lining of the pocket. It's not the lining of the bag panel. The bigger piece on the outside is that. We're just placing a pocket in that panel. So we've dealt to the bottom section, okay. Now we want to work with the top section. And we're going to find the midpoint. Well, let's fold that in half, or use the piece we've got already. Come 1/4 inch past our stitching line. And so that's wrong side up. And we're going to place, just pinning through all those layers just so as everything stays into place. Sorry, we're off screen. I like to hang the hoop over the edge of the table so as that I've got some room to push the pin through. I don't like using the table to push the pin through, because sometimes you actually stretch your stabilizer, and definitely don't want to do that with tearaway. So again, making sure, so I've got some interfacing along the top of this piece. We want to use the uninterfaced edge and make sure that our love hearts will be going in the same direction when that's flipped up. Placing this against 1/4 inch past our stitching line, taping into position, and we're going to stitch that down. I might have come slightly more than 1/4 inch, it doesn't really matter. Right, so when that's pulled back up, you can see that's got the zip in, and we make a pleat to cover that. We make a pleat of fabric to cover the zip, which is really important. Okay, so it's a pleat, so it's what they call the lap. That's what a lap zip's all about. Move our zipper puller into the middle and stick that down so we know where it is. And we want to trim our zip tape back to about 1/4 inch past the stitching at the ends. Pull that zip tape back. Just make sure you take all the washi tape off because it's going to be caught in the stitching, which we don't want. 1/4 inch there too. Now, try and force that seam out so it's an angled seam. So we're making a fold there, just so as that is caught with the stitching when we do our next step. You'll see what I mean once we actually come to it. There are a set of videos that go with all the 3 different the 3 different zipper methods on the In the Hoop zip project notes and files. There's 3 different videos. Now we've stitched this at the ends, and it stitches itself in about, not quite, it's probably a 1/2 inch or so, just so as that when that seam is pressed, and we're going to put our lap in, the lap is decent in size. Because our lining is wider than our hoop, we have to work out how we can finish the ends of these because the ends are free. So all we're going to do is just edge stitch the ends into place, and we'll go to the sewing machine and do that once we have removed our stabilizer. So now that has done that in 2 sections. We've moved our zip. I'm just pinning those into place just so as we can see. So that's those edges have been stitched down, just edge stitched. And I've just been finger pressing, really. You don't need to actually go to the iron to do this. Finger pressing is fine. And what we're going to do is take it out of the hoop, and we're going to actually remove our stabilizer. Just make sure we don't have a pin for the stabilizer, or make sure we know where our pins are so as we don't actually get them in our hands. That's always a joy. The stabilizer, the tearaway is actually quite firm. I quite like this tearaway. It's quite firm. Try and remove any washi tape that you might find hanging around. It shouldn't be. We should have taken it off, but so easy to miss a piece. Again, pulling that out. So that's still holding our zip closed, and we'll open that up at another stage once we've sewn our pocket bag. Just want to even that. Pocket bags, you always find there's a 1/4 inch out somewhere, so I just trim them to make them level. Okay, we're going to be doing the sew round. We need to go to the sewing machine and finish our ends and do the sew round of the pocket bag. So here you can see I'm just edge stitching down to my lap of my zip, so as it's just so it looks like it's exactly the same technique and process that we've done on the hoop. It looks like it's been done on one piece, but it hasn't. It's in 2 different goes, one with the sewing machine, one with the embroidery machine. This is one way of keeping every single zip you do consistent. Right, so those ends are finished. And we just want to see where our pocket bag is. And I'm sewing with about a 1/2 inch seam. Curved corners on a pocket, makes them last longer. So things don't go into the, like keys and that, don't go into the corner and poke holes. So curved corners are always good. And we finish here at 1/2 inch. Don't catch your fabric. I always automatically trim my corners off. You don't actually have to. I think it's a hangover from garment making, because we would do that in the industry. So there's our curved pocket corners, our pocket bag. So let's just centralize this. So let's match the bottoms, match the tops, make sure we're in the middle between side and side. I like to actually just see that I've got my pocket in the center. Make sure it's about the same. Then I pin these layers together and then just trim up around the outside edge, and then we have that panel made with a pocket ready to go into the bag. Make sure your pocket bag's not too long. You don't want it dragging along the hem of the bag. So there we have our finished pocket.